If you're looking for an RV garage, or if you're looking for some more space, or even a place to put your boat or your car collection, today I'm going to show you the neighborhood of BrookStone by Richmond American here in St. Augustine, where you're just minutes from the beach, minutes to downtown St. Augustine, and away from all the hustle and bustle. But before we get too far deep into why this home is so amazing, it could be a perfect fit for you and what you're looking for here in Northeastern Florida, I do want to talk about the area, give you a lowdown on what's going on here in the neighborhood and the community, so you have a better idea if this is actually a right fit for you. But what I want to do today is give you a full tour of this RV garage home, but also an additional tour of a second home here called the Darius floor plan, which has a mother-in-law suite. So two very unique, distinctive floor plans here in this community that could fit one or more of your needs. But before we get into all that, let's talk about the area that we're in so you have a better idea of where we're actually sitting here in St. Johns County and to see if it makes sense for you. So as of right now, we are at the BrookStone Community by Richmond American. This is off of the main road of US 1. US 1 obviously runs throughout the East Coast, but it's one of the main veins of St. Augustine and how you get around. To the south of us, we have State Road 206, which is going to be your main east and west. So if you want to go to the beach, that's going to be about 12 minutes from this location. You're going to take US 1, go south down to 206. And then if you want to get to 95, maybe you have to shoot up to Jacksonville for some reason. Or if you need to go further south, maybe to Daytona or Palm Coast or Orlando, then you're going to take 206, go west, and then hit 95 and go south. You could also take US 1 that runs right into 95 as well. You can also, of course, that's how roads work, go north on US 1 and head towards downtown St. Augustine. So this is where all your shopping, your restaurants are going to be. As of right now, we're not seeing a whole bunch of development here on the southern part of US 1. This is kind of a newer start to things, and they actually have another community with acre lots, which are going to be coming out with a video in a couple weeks on that one. But really, we're seeing a lot of the new construction in the northern part of St. Johns County. And really, that's off of State Road 210, which is like the northernmost east and west corridor there. Then it's going down to International Golf Parkway. And then we're off of State Road 16. And then you also have 207, which is just north of us, and 206. State Road 207 is starting to see some development. And now we're starting to see some more development on the southern end of US 1 in St. Augustine. So you're about 15 minutes to downtown St. Augustine. You're about 12 minutes to Crescent Beach, which is my favorite beach. You can actually drive on that beach. You pay $50 for the entire year. You can drive on as much as you want throughout the entire year from sunrise to sunset. It's beautiful and it's also big, so you have a lot of space between you and any potential neighbors. So let's take a little time and talk about the neighborhood of BrookStone. Now, this neighborhood is going to have about 99 homes in total. As of right now, they've sold about 14 homes, so they still have a good bit of a way to go. Probably have another 2 to 3 more years of building within this neighborhood. The one thing that sets this neighborhood apart from all the rest of the new construction here in the area, outside of maybe Sable Estates by KB Homes, is that you have the large lots that allow you to put an RV garage or a 3-car garage, just like this home behind us. Now, that's one of the nicest things about this neighborhood, is because all of the lots are about 1/4 to 1/2 of an acre. So every single home here, the standard is to get 3-car garages and also to have pavers in the front. So that's the standard that comes with every single home in this development, whether you want an RV garage or you want a 3-car garage. Now, there is also talk, you can see this road behind me, you also see it in the drone footage that we have, that this could be extended to connect to Old Moultrie, which is going to be a little bit further north here, which would make it really, really easy for people to get from here to maybe 207, or even to get a different part of town by not getting on US 1. So I don't know if that's 100% going to happen, but they obviously have a dirt road here. It's potential that it could happen in the future, especially as this area starts to develop. Now, within this community, they have 6 floor plans available. Only one of them is going to be a 2-story floor plan, and 2 of them are able to have RV garages. All of them can have a 3-car garage. So that's a really, really nice feature. And the size of the floor plans are going to go from 2,000 square feet to just over 2,800 square feet. So they're not tremendously big homes, they're not tremendously small homes, and with the addition of the 3rd-car garage, it's going to give you a good bit of storage. So there are really 2 ways to go about buying a home here in BrookStone. You can either do a spec home, which is going to be right across the street over here. So they have a line of spec homes. They've already picked out all the options. You can't make any changes to them, but the prices are going to be lower, probably in the mid 5s when you're looking at a spec home over here. Or You could also do a to be built on all these lots that they have available. It'll show you in the drone as well. And that's typically going to be more expensive because you're getting to add all the features, all the upgrades that you're actually looking for your next home. So it's up to you. Typically, the best deals are going to be on those quick move-ins, those spec homes, which we're going to show you the Darius today, which is that one with the mother-in-law suite. But that's also going to qualify for a lot of their incentives as well. So the price is going to be better, but their incentives are probably going to be better on their spec homes versus the to-be builds. Because at the end of the day, once they build these houses, guys, it's just costing them money. So they want to get them off their books as quick as possible. So once they list it, they're going to put it up for sale at a price. And if they're not getting any reactions, they're not getting any sales, they're going to lower it until it gets to that point. Now, another nice thing about this community is that it is an HOA only community. Whereas if you've been looking out throughout St. Johns County, you've probably seen a whole bunch of neighborhoods that have a community development district, which is another way just to say like an additional HOA for beautiful luxury style amenities, which are great if you want to pay for them. Here in BrookStone, the HOA is $83 a month. Now, you don't have a beautiful amenity center or anything like that. All they really do, and they haven't put the sidewalk in here yet, is take care of the grounds. That's pretty much it, and they cover trash pickup. So it's $83 a month, whereas if you go to some of those other communities, you're going to be spending somewhere between $250 to $400 a month, depending on how luxury these amenities are. And I want to clarify that they're not taking care of your personal land. They're only taking care of really from like the sidewalk to the street and in the common areas throughout the neighborhood. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Hansen floor plan with the RV garage. And I'm going to walk through here. I'm going to show you a couple things that I really like about this floor plan. Number one, the RV garage. This thing is 45 feet long. So you should be able to fit any RV that you can think of in here. And also the doors here are 18 feet tall. Now, I will say on this model, one thing that is different is that they added an additional door at the back of the house. So if you are a boater or if you just actually need to like pull it through for some reason and maybe straighten it out, having that door there is huge. And from my conversation with the sales reps, it's probably going to be an additional like $5,000 to $10,000, depending on how much they're charging for it. And these things fluctuate. So could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, probably more. But this is something that's really, really nice. I know like people that have boats, if they could just pull it through, let it sit in the backyard, and then they can keep their RV in here still. But another good thing about this floor plan is that it is a true two-car right here as well. So we have the two-car garage, but we also have kind of a tandem space as well. So you can see they threw a mini split in there. That's really, really nice because one thing we don't have here in Florida is storage. We don't have basements. We don't have places to put things. So you see storage companies building all over northeastern Florida because there's so many people moving here that are used to having the storage that we just don't have here. Many people don't even park their cars in the garage here in Florida. They just make it storage. So if you have an RV, if you have a boat, if you have a car collection, this could be actually a really sweet place to maybe even put a lift in here. Maybe if you just need all the storage in the world, you could buy it for that as well. But this is obviously the biggest selling feature of this house. They do have a spec coming down the road here. They said it's going to be around $710,000 for this floor plan, but that's actually going to be the Harley floor plan, which is a 4-bedroom. We're looking at the Hansen today, which is a 3-bedroom. So guys, let's pretend I just came through the front door opposed to the RV garage. The one nice thing with this floor plan is you have a massive hallway. Probably from here to here, it's probably a good 8 feet. It's a big hallway, and you also have the tall ceiling with the tray. So it just kind of feels more grand as you come in. Another nice thing is that I did say that this is a 3-bedroom floor plan, but you do also have a flex room here. So you have a nice good size office. If you needed to make it a 4th bedroom, you could easily do this by adding a closet, putting some real doors on here opposed to the French door with the glass inserts. So a couple of things that I like about this floor plan: massive kitchen, right? Big long island, you can see that. And then you also have big sliders over here, 8-foot sliders, collapsible. And then you also have a slider out by that dining room table as well. But this is actually one of my favorite things, and I've seen this in other homes, and once you see it and once you realize how functional it is, you can't unsee it and you love it. So I'm back here, I'm in the master bedroom is pretty sweet, right? A lot of big windows, big space. This is a king size bed. That's great. The bathroom's great as well, but what I'm talking about here is functionality, right? So let's walk through this here. So we got your double sinks right here. We got your walk-in shower right here, huge. It even steps down, which is great. But the functionality, and toilet over here, not important. The functionality here is when you come into these massive walk-in closet. This is huge, guys. This is probably one of the biggest walk-in closets that I've seen. This could be a room. This is bigger than the room I grew up in. So you can see that. One thing that kills a lot of people is seeing wire racks. It's like, hey, this could be a $600,000 to $700,000 home. You put wire racks in, all these builders do it. So they just leave it up to you to do. But this is where the functionality comes in, guys. So we went through the bathroom, which is over there, right around this corner. Then we got the door here. And what's this? The laundry room. So you go from your bathroom to your master closet to the laundry room very, very easily. And then it also leads right out to the main hallway, which right behind me, that's going to be the RV garage over there. So a lot of great things about this floor plan. I like that setup a lot, but also the RV garage is pretty sweet. All right, guys, now let's take a look at the Darius Speckhome that they have. And like I said earlier, the Speckhomes are cheaper because at the end of the day, it's just costing them money. So this home is listed at $564,000 as of right now. Maybe it goes down in the future. I don't know. Maybe it goes down when you put an offer in, and you also get that special financing, maybe closing costs covered, all the potential when we're talking about spec homes with all new construction builders across St. Johns County. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things with this floor plan that I really like. I'm also going to talk about some things that maybe I don't really like so much. So first off, we have the 2 bedrooms at the front, which is pretty standard, but it kind of gives you this awkward wall, right? So I could see like putting like a drop zone kind of right there. So you have a place to put your keys and everything. And then you also have a Jack and Jill bath. And I have some customers that absolutely hate this. Then again, I have a lot of people who like, hey, this is super functional for my kids. So this works out really, really well. So let's go take a look at the biggest bonus of this house here is that you also have a mother-in-law suite. Why do they call it the mother-in-law suite versus father-in-law or like parental suite or something like that? Very interesting. Either way, washer dryer right there. This is going to be your mother-in-law suite. So we're just off of the front of the house. This is going to be like the living room area here. They have plumbing already run over here as well. So if you wanted to put like a little little kitchenette in here, you could definitely do that where your fridge would go right there, cabinets, and your sink right there. So one thing that I haven't seen in a long time, and there are a couple mother-in-law suites here in the area, nice bedroom right here, is we're gonna go into the bathroom here. Don't see this typically, where you see a cutout for a medicine cabinet, but for a mother-in-law, especially if you don't like them, this is a great little space. And you also have a nice walk-in closet here. So gives them plenty of space within your home so that you can also look after them. So let's run to the back here because this is going to be where the magic happens. Maybe, I don't know, maybe or maybe not. We do also have, so that's the front door right there. Those 2 bedrooms are right over there. Mother-in-law suite's right here. And then you also have a flex space as well. So if you needed that additional bedroom, you could make it that way here if you needed to, or it could be a really great office, or maybe if your kids are wanting to do homeschooling, you can make that here. Dealer's choice. But big living room. This is one of their biggest floor plans at 2,800 square feet. 8-foot sliders. They got 4 of them that all collapse into one. And then also you have a nice kitchen as well with your dining room over there in the corner. And that also has a slider that heads out to an extended covered lanai, which is really, really nice. But let's go to the master because if you're buying for the mother-in-law suite, you need to have space of your own. So a decent sized master, not as big as the last house that we saw. And the bathroom in terms of the finishing is essentially identical. So go in here and you do have like a nice little bench seat. I know that's big, especially for women so that they can, shave their legs and put some things up on there. But you do also have, a step down shower here, same styling, transom windows above. And then you got your dual sinks right here. And then a decent sized walk-in closet. Once again, not as big as the last one that we saw, but you also got to factor in that we have a mother-in-law suite there as well. That is, essentially another living room and kitchen that you're not having to factor in toilet right here. So these are some of the things that I really like about this floor plan, and a $564,000 price point for what you get. Also, potentially 2 generations living in a house. I don't think it's bad, and your location here in St. Augustine is also pretty good. You're close enough to everything, but you're far enough away where you're not going to deal with the tourism, the hassles, the issues of St. Augustine, and also the growth, right? One big thing, if you're buying in the northern part of the county, you've seen that area explode. The locals here hate it. This area here has been, for the most part, unaffected by development. This is a 100 home community, maybe a lot where you're from. That's a small community here for them to build. So not really too much development down here, and I imagine it will come, but it'll probably be at least a decade or so before this area starts getting built out. All right, guys, so that is it. We toured the neighborhood of BrookStone, told you a little bit here about the area, looked at some of the pros and cons of some of these houses here. Overall, I think it's a great little spot here, especially if you need that extra storage, especially if you need an RV garage or a place to put your boat and you don't want the HOA jumping down your throat about it. If you are looking to buy anywhere here in northeastern Florida in St. Johns County, make sure you reach out to me and my team directly. All we try to do is give you the information so that you can make an educated decision on what you want to do, which is buy, sell, or invest here in northeastern Florida. Until next time, guys.